Guys, what is going on? We're back again. I don't know what episode this is, or I'd tell you.
It's the next one.
Yeah, it's the next one. It's been a minute. But before we get started, guys, welcome back to Deal Formula. I want to talk about our sponsor today. It's MMG, Montana Mechanical Group. Guys, if you need any electrical, HVAC, or plumbing needs, give them a shout. Andrew, do you know their number?
304-410-0239.
You know, it might help because I've got it right here in front of me, right?
Yeah, so you may want to read that.
I may want to read that.
They installed a hot water tank for me and doing amazing.
Did they?
A hybrid one, like a heat pump, and it's awesome.
Oh,
I like
really?
it. Yeah.
Really?
Fantastic. When did they do
Saves-
that?
About a year ago.
Oh, sweet.
Saves a ton on electric.
Really?
I like it. Well, guys, check them out if you need any electrical, plumbing, or HVAC needs. 304-410-0239. On to the show. Charles Ratchet is finally in the house.
What's up? Back.
This is, I think this is really the first one he's been on since we started back.
If
Because
possible.
you're always so busy
A little bit.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
running around.
What can he say?
So what have you been into, man?
Man, I'm selling some property in Lexington. I sold a bunch of condos recently. I bought a few houses. I'm trying to buy another car dealership. We'll see how that goes. Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I missed the car business.
Yeah, you back
I
trying to get
sold-
back into it, huh?
Sold in November of 22. So
Was it that long ago? 3.5
Yeah,
years ago
yeah.
now. Didn't
Yeah.
seem like it's been that long, but I guess it
No.
has,
I know.
huh?
and selling. I got a pretty big piece of property I'm selling in Lexington. That's under contract, and
Yeah,
been buying
congratulations.
some small stuff. Thank you, and doing some rent to own, which I like that kind of thing too.
Yeah.
Car dealership. Where's that located?
I can't talk about it yet. It's got
I
non-
was gonna ask, but I
It's a
thought to
secret.
myself, he
Yeah.
probably doesn't want to.
Well, I got
disclose that
non-disclosure
yet. Yeah.
agreement, but coming soon. I'll let you know when it's done.
Nice. I need a new car.
Good deal.
I think what we need to talk about today, guys, I think one of the things is let's talk about your Lexington deal,
All right.
right? You want to talk about that and how that kind of
We can sure.
created an issue?
Well,
And,
yeah,
and,
it was.
and I think that goes along with what we want to talk about today with some of our second chance properties.
Yeah. So, in the last couple years since COVID, it really changed the market considerably. And I got stuck with a lot of different properties for different reasons that have become losers.
Yeah.
So this deal's 5.5 acres on New Circle Road. It's a 46,000 square foot former bowling alley.
Oh,
And
yeah, that one.
I was going to convert it to self-storage, but then the cost of construction during COVID, and I had some major homeless issues. They completely destroyed the property. They stripped all the plumbing out, all the electric, the lighting, the HVAC. I mean, $1.5 million worth of damage.
Ugh.
So it's been empty, and almost every day I have to call the cops to get homeless people out. There's been 3 fires there.
What a headache.
They paint graffiti on the building, and then I get a code violation, and I go paint it, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
People dumping. So that was costing me a fortune, and I had a used car lot on the front half of that property that when I closed my business, I rented out to somebody, and also have a billboard on that property, and we just decided, my partners and I, that we need to sell it, and so finally got it into contract. And that's the challenge with the bigger deals you get and commercial property. It's great when you got an A-rated national tenant that has a long-term lease, but man, when they if you
Especially
don't
with
have
triple
that,
net,
yeah, and if you don't have that, and that's what I have on my service center is a triple net lease, and he's a great tenant, but when a big building sits empty, man, it can cost a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that. How much did that cost you?
It'll wear
It's
you
like
out.
$30,000 a month. I mean, taxes are $35,000 a year. You got well, I had electric and utilities on until they stripped everything.
Right.
And then, the payment was $20,000 a month.
Yeah.
Plus you got
So-
insurance. And I mean, it's just a nightmare.
It
can be a nightmare.
It's a big win to get rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Even at, a little bit of a loss, but it stops the bleeding and move on to the next
Absolutely.
deal.
God, that's a major burn,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
man.
It's not
Been there
fun.
and done that.
Yeah.
Not at that level, but
No.
And then I had another about 3.5 acres in Beckley where I had another business and ended up just putting it on Facebook Marketplace. And I sold it, it was like $1,150,000. I sold it in a week.
Wow.
really.
Did you
Yeah.
ever finance that? Or
No,
did you-
no. I mean, I got it in contract in a week, and then the guy, it took about a month. But
Wow. And Beckley, huh?
and I had some people, I had some people that already were interested in renting it. So I basically put the renter and the buyer together, and so he's renting the property now.
Oh, nice.
And
That's
it's
a win-win.
yeah, it was quick, and I've got construction on some other properties here in town that are we're working through the challenges, but everything really, the interest rates went up, and the cost of construction went up, and it's been a tough couple years. But you got to. It's been like that before. It's always cyclical, and so. I mean, we're still here. We still
Yeah,
love
ebbs
it.
and
but
flows.
Yeah.
So, what about the newer townhouses you all did?
We just ended up selling them.
Well, that was a major issue with the ARM, right? Like the
Yeah,
the
so
interest rate went through the roof, and
we were
cash flow went.
buying 48 units, new construction. It took a year and a half longer than it should have to complete for various reasons. The interest rates doubled, and it was like an extra $50,000 a month just in interest.
Dang.
So we ended up backing out of the rest of them. We bought 11, and then we ended up selling them. And we sold them for more, but it was just the carry cost. It was just a nightmare all around. So, I'm not afraid to get into deals, but you always have to look at it. All right, what happens if everything doesn't go right? What's the worst case scenario? What's second case? How do you get out of it? What's my second use of it? What am I going to do with it? These I could have sold individually if I wanted to, because they were individual deeds, but it made more sense to sell them all at once. But always just looking at, how we can either one exit a bad deal.
Yeah.
And that one I had a couple Airbnbs in them and tenants in them. We sold one, but it worked out. We lost a little bit of money on it, but it's just like, sometimes, and it was 2.5 hours away, and I underestimated the amount of effort it would take to manage it from remotely.
And I think that's a total misconception. I think that everybody looks into somebody that has a ton of interest in something and has a ton of experience, that this stuff can happen to anybody.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't matter if you're Grant Cardone. It doesn't matter if you're the little guy.
35 years I've been investing in real estate, and
I think it's not can. It will happen
Yeah,
to everyone.
for sure.
Right.
There's not.
And that's
there's
a
nobody
big
that
capital
isn't good.
will.
The stuff that Charles just said. Anyone who has done business long enough has read that same thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody runs into losers.
I'll
There's
tell
just
you,
no
the
other way around
banks
it.
are changing too. I had a couple deals where the banks were bought, and they don't, they don't like the same type of loans.
Right.
They don't like commercial real estate unless they're owner occupied. So then that's a whole other challenge that you have to work through.
Yeah. Yeah. Different banks have different types of appetites.
Yeah.
Is what a president once told me when I was talking to him and locally, and same thing with Summit.
Yeah.
They got bought out by Burke and Herbert, and
Yeah.
they don't like the same type of deals.
Yeah, completely different. So
You're dealing with one of those right now, aren't you? With that same
yeah,
bank.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're working through it. It's just there are always things that pop up that you just have to be able to pivot.
Yeah.
And all you can do is analyze where you are and what your options are, and then make a decision with the information you have.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a typical thing. Business is equals solutions. That's all it is.
Well, you guys know you've had thousands of flips, and
Oh,
it's like,
God.
okay, we didn't think of that or never seen that before.
Buddy, tell me about
Yeah.
it. We was trying to figure out what to do with these properties for Second Chance, and so we all got together and talked about it, and we decided to sell the townhouse. we've been waiting for that townhouse to close for 2 months, just for us to purchase it outright because we had owner financed it.
Yeah.
And it's just the lady had passed away and her husband moved away, and like,
Well, we had owner financed this property too. That's the problem. So the probate, I don't think ever got completed. So, we're having a bunch of title issues and trying to locate the guy that we owner financed it from. And man, it's been an absolute and
It's a
utter
mess.
gut job, because
mess.
what we're doing with those properties is we're trying to sell so we can get our equity, because we've got these other properties that we're trying to get back into shape to where, ultimately we can start making some money.
Yeah. I'll tell you,
we're
I
not
had
burning money.
I had another deal where I rent to own the property, and the guy hired a contractor, and the contractor was a con man and just like stripped the place. And then the neighbors started calling the city, and the city was on me, and they were going to condemn it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dealing with all of these issues. It never ends, but you just take it one day at a time. And
It's always something, man. It's always something.
I guess you could just sit at home and do nothing, or be, go get a job somewhere and leave it when you leave work. So, but
true.
that's not me. So
It's not me either.
Well, I think it's just fear, man. A lot of people don't understand business, and when they do get into business, the hardships come, and they're out
yeah,
after the first two episodes of problems that come into their life. A lot of times, man, it takes a special type of person. That's why they say the 1%ers.
yeah,
Because
Well-
when your back's to the wall, you got to be able to come out with a solution
yeah.
and
True.
work through it, because business is not an easy thing.
Well, yeah. On the other hand, I got some houses that I paid like between 50 and 75 grand for, and they're making 3,000 a month every single month. They extended another year, and I got some commercial property that are triple net leases that are just doing great.
Yeah.
So you have to take the good with the bad.
Yeah. I mean,
And I grew too fast. For a while, I was like, when the rates were so low, I was
Right.
buying a lot of property.
yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm just taking a step back and deciding which ones I want to sell and pulling out some cash and reinvesting.
So I think you mentioned earlier, this real estate is like cyclical,
Yeah.
right? So it's interesting how you can go through a phase of you get good deals, interest rates are low, and you got some equity rich places. Then market changes, interest rates go up, and then now maybe you have a couple of those deals fall through or go bad on you. Now you got to sell some stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And then eventually the rates will go down again.
Well, I'm selling stuff and then I find myself buying stuff, and it's like, why? But I can't help it. It's a good deal, and I know I can make 50 or 100 grand for
Yeah.
not doing a whole lot. So it just but I'm a little bit on the extreme side. I can't just sit still.
Yeah. Well, in that townhouse, I think we don't have a lot of work to do in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have that place done in 2 or 3 weeks if we can just get it closed.
It's a quick one.
Yeah.
Well, we made some good money on that property, though.
We did, and we'll make another. I don't know. We'll make another 40,000 on it.
Yeah.
And we'll put that towards something else, just like Claire. We bought Claire for cheap. What did we pay for Claire?
I think
I
we
don't
paid
remember.
11,000 for Claire.
Did we pay
Yeah, I think so.
And
we made
didn't-
our money back a couple times over
yeah,
already.
I mean, those people rented it for about 4 years.
Yeah.
I think they were paying. I want to say they were paying $770, $790, $775 or something a month.
We got it in contract right now for 69.
69.
Yeah.
So we'll take that and we'll
Yeah.
put it towards Oakwood.
Yeah.
So did you tell Charles we walked Oakwood?
No, we did not. I did not. So, the other girl moved out in the house.
Okay. So now it's all three are empty?
All three are empty.
Yeah.
So we've got some you got some work on our hands, man. But ultimately, that's going to be a great property. It was a great property before.
Yeah.
Even when
Great location, great school
Oh,
district.
man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like the apartments, garage apartments, are going to be the win. I think those are going to do really good because they're close to the hospital. It's close to the interstate, and I think we can get a lot of nurses in there
Yep.
for the short term,
So
midterm.
we was running through everything yesterday. It feels like that duplex to be worth 125, right? Fixed up.
Mm-hmm.
The house is about 1,250 square feet. I think that could be worth 125
Yeah,
fixed up.
I think so.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
So 250, and I think we owe like 85, 83 or something.
And then we got to put, 30, 40 in it?
It's going to be more than that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because the bottom apartment,
Yeah,
remember
flooded.
that?
Yeah.
So it's gutted, man.
Well,
we got to start all over
Let's
there.
talk about that again. That's
Yeah.
we spent $35,000 and we lost $35,000 because the pipe burst, and the
Yeah.
insurance said, "Well, we don't cover burst pipes," which is like insane to me.
Insane.
But and so that whole thing is completely. We had to gut it, everything.
Yeah.
It was all brand new.
Yeah, that sucks.
all
And-
brand new.
and,
That's, this episode should be called Problems in
That's
Real Estate.
I have to. That's what it's called.
For sure.
Yeah, and so that goes along with everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
Can we sit here and complain and bitch and cry and moan about we lost 35K, or did we just move forward?
Yeah, we
Shit.
just got to deal with it. Cause,
We probably, 35% are like big headache problems, but then there's another 35% that are super easy home runs.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then there's
it's true.
the balance in the middle that are, still great deals, but it just takes a little more effort, or you
Yeah.
don't make quite as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we also talked about maybe owner financing the house, and
What-
then
Go ahead.
and just short term and midterm and
Yeah.
garage apartments, the 2 units.
What do you think we should do with the house?
I like the model. I mean, I've been able to owner finance houses to people with, $3 to $5 down and a reasonable payment where it would be less or equal to what they're paying in rent. And it's essentially a triple net lease for 20 years. And you wouldn't believe how many hundreds of people per house that I post want or interested in it.
So the house needs work.
Yeah.
I don't know we do the work,
No, I don't.
but that particular house,
Oh, well.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, listen,
I'm
Charles has owner financed a house with no doors on
I
it.
know, but remember, Jerry
This
Springer
one's-
houses will get you
Right, Jerry Springer people.
Well, no, you know what? Yes, I guess that's possible.
But this one's a little bit more livable.
It's
though.
in a
At least
nice.
the front door's on it.
You're in a,
You're
in a nice
and
neighborhood.
it's got a newer HVAC system in
It
it, and a
does.
newer hot water tank.
It does.
So what you're gonna give somebody the opportunity, if they were gonna pay, let's just say $1,000 a month rent, if they could buy that house for $1,000 a month and do the work themselves, they're gonna own it in 20 years. Or 10 years, whatever the term is, and they can buy it at any time. Once they fix it up, they can always go to the bank and get it reappraised and then pay off the note. And then they have a piece of property.
I would love to do that. We got Mount Everest in the kitchen.
Yeah. And,
True.
so-
The floor is so wavy.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, you're on a roller coaster.
I mean, it's
there, man.
Yeah.
it's like you're walking up the mound. And
Yeah, I got you.
you.
See, I always have people bring a contractor or really look through the house and make sure they understand what they're getting into. Because not every, I had a lot of people that they wanted to move in. I'm like, it's not livable now. You can't move in.
Right.
Or they're on such a strict budget that they just can't afford, can't afford it. And although I'd like to help everybody, you just can't. It's got to be the right fit.
Yeah.
I mean, someone could live there.
It depends on where you. Depends where you.
It's the worst part about it is the bathroom. That's the worst part about it, which needs to be gutted. But I feel like that we could probably get somebody in there. Somebody that listen. It's like somebody that wants a damn Mercedes Benz, but they can't afford it, and then they find the one that maybe needs rims and
they know how to do that work. I mean,
it needs brakes, but and they pay what they pay for it because they've always wanted that and they had no opportunity to get it. So it's like the same thing with the house. I can't afford it. Nobody will give me a loan. So I've got an opportunity to go in there, get this house for this amount, put this money down, and put some sweat equity into it.
Remember,
and I feel like we could.
Remember your first house? I gutted it myself. I redid everything myself. you know, and we fixed up one bedroom and one bathroom, and we lived in it, and the rest of the house was studs. But
Wow.
you know, we were willing to work through it and do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we really didn't have a choice.
Well, let's work through the numbers then. What do you think we could sell that for on owner finance? It's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Yeah, I think you're
1,250
right.
square
It's
foot.
125 grand. Let's see. What's the well? Let me look and see real quick what I would.
Because it's the other thing we have to be aware of is that, of course, we have a loan on the whole property itself.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem though.
Um,
I just disclose it,
yeah,
and you know I put in there that I have the right to have a loan up to the amount that they owe,
yeah,
and then if they want to pay it off, I'll just pay the loan off.
right. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, because we could just refinance the whole property.
Right,
But we have to set the terms for that house
right,
to the point to where we're not losing money.
right. Because we eventually if they paid it off, we'd have to break it apart.
Right.
Break the loan apart. So
You're not the human calculator. Charles?
Well,
Can't run it through
So
your
I
head.
guess the option is we owner finance it, or we fix it up and rent it.
yeah. So
I think that's our 2 options.
I guess
on that.
it really just depends on our end goal.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's about time, right? And getting cash flow. And ultimately, it's going to take us a little longer to fix the thing up.
Or we owner finance the whole thing, and then somebody fixes those 2 up, and they live for free. You know, and then we just move on to the next deal. I got a duplex I'm trying to sell now, and a couple people that have looked at it, I didn't accept their offers, but that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Live in one and rent the other one out. And then
Sure.
essentially there's
Yeah,
subsidizing their rent.
right.
I feel like we'd be leaving money on the table. I know it's more about time, though, too. You know, ultimately, that's what we teach people to get your time back. You know, look at the deals to see what's going to be best for you for time management, you know, plus cash flow. But I feel like we'd be leaving money on the table. So we owner finance the house, but fix the garage apartments up.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you know, because we're essentially, man, I think the process that we have now for the short-term, midterms, we're ultimately not managing them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're paying a 25% fee for us not to deal with it, and sometimes we're doubling or tripling our money.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
those 2
rent-wise.
fixed would probably easily get $3,000 a month after expenses.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So I think we were getting 30.
Yeah,
we were
that
getting
makes-
about 3750 when all 3 were rented, and our payment over there is only 700.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cheap, man. We're not, you know, we'd win either way.
Yeah.
We'd win
It's just a
either way.
matter of, do we want to put the time and money in it to fix it up?
Yeah.
Fixing that up is going to be fairly substantial. What do you
Yeah.
think it's going to cost to fix the house up
To fix that house,
to make it get it rent ready?
a bulldozer. I mean, rent ready. I mean, you know, ultimately, you're not going
flipping
crazy
it.
with it.
Yeah, you're just
So rent ready, you're probably looking at 35K.
And what about the apartments?
40K? You're probably the upstairs apartment's not going to take that much. You know, you're probably looking at maybe.
Paint and flooring, maybe.
We're gonna do some surrounds in the bathroom. The bathroom is nice, but we want to make it more of a high end feel. Give it a
I gotcha.
reception, right? I think the upstairs are probably 20. Downstairs are probably more like 35.
yeah.
You know,
So
it's
90,
not terrible.
yeah.
So you're looking
85,
at,
85 grand, 90 grand.
Yeah, about 90 grand.
It's got a new roof.
Yeah.
We could do something with the garages, but you know, ultimately, I don't know. I mean, we could if we really thought about it, man. We could figure out how to rent 2 of those garages that are sitting empty for somebody to put.
Yeah, $100 a month or
storage.
something. Yeah.
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 So. you
So
know,
we'll have 160 in a property that could potentially bring in $4 grand.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's not a bad deal.
No,
So
absolutely not.
it's just a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we've got between I think Nesting and Claire, we've got an opportunity there to end up cash wise Because I think we've got about $8K to put into Claire for the repairs that they're asking for, right? So we're looking at, but what are we on nesting? Where are we looking at making? Probably 20, 25?
No, it'd be more like 40.
Oh, 40 on nesting?
Remember, we don't have that much to do over there.
Oh, that's right. So, well, shoot, man.
Because we're going to list nesting for like 155.
Yeah.
Man. I mean,
we're close to
we'll have
80.
about 100 into it.
We're close to 80 grand in cash.
So then we roll that
About
in.
90.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's our number.
That is our number. That is our
So-
number.
So, that works out perfect. And sometimes you got to, nesting was a great property.
Yeah.
It made us money.
Yeah.
But Claire was a great property. We were essentially had that thing paid off. But once again, we had to find a solution. And
Yeah.
what's the solution? Sell a couple things.
Yeah.
And that's what and sometimes that's what you got to do. I think some people they hoard things because they feel like, well, man, I'm killing it on there right now. I don't want to get rid of that.
I never sold anything for a long time, and one of my neighbors is like, "Sell some of your shit."
Right.
I'm like, you know what?
It's as simple as that.
So you'll see me on Facebook. I'll sell anything on Facebook. I'm like, oh.
Dude, I saw the other day that you had you had that leftover metal from that roofing company you had, right?
I rented one of my spaces, and it just like some of that stuff people bought and didn't pick up. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, resell it.
Did you end up selling a bunch of that?
I sold some of it, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What about that lift I saw you put on?
I haven't sold it yet.
there? Yeah. Shit.
I buy stuff on, government auctions, and because I have a space for it, I just
How much is
Hoard
that? How
stuff.
much is that lift?
$6,000. It's a manual, like 36-foot man lift.
Yeah.
Mm. What are we doing? Renting those when we need them?
No, Tom's
MMG?
he bought one. There's one out there right now. Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
How about this from the schools, like
We got
Kanawha
so
County
much
School?
stuff. I don't even know what we got.
Yeah, and I'm just like trying to simplify my life. I get overwhelmed with stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, your main goal right now, though, the older you get, I know you love the deal, and I know you.
Yeah,
love
I'll
to
never
buy-
stop that. I mean,
buy everything, but right now, I think you and I have had this conversation. You're looking more to get more of your time back, right? And,
Yeah.
And to ultimately still make a ton of cash,
Yeah.
but control more of your lifestyle for yourself, for your own time.
yeah,
Right.
I have it pretty well streamlined, but there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out AI to do more things for me, and I think that's going to be a way for anybody to multiply their efficiency by at least 5 times.
Man,
Whoa.
I've got a little bit of a problem with that.
Oh, yeah?
Right? So here's why. And I'm going to tell you a story. So Melissa, our lead manager, sends me this deal. She's like, as soon as I hear wholesaler,
Oh, no.
I immediately get irritated. Right? I'm like, here we go again. So I said, okay, I'm going to go look at this piece of property. I go walk this thing, and I immediately just go to the basement first thing. First thing, when I show up, there's a guy in the back trying to start a lawnmower, and I thought he was stealing it. But he was the tenant.
Okay.
So, and
Why would he start it if he was stealing?
well, because listen, if you would have seen this,
He was gonna
cat-
cut the grass
if you would've
first.
Seen this cat and where it was
He's
at.
gonna cut grass on
It's
his
like
way home.
it's like this dude. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was checking it to see if he could take it to the pawn shop. It would run. I don't know. So anyway, this whole thing was bizarre. And I said, "Man, are you the one that let me in?" And he said, "Yeah, I think so." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, anyway, I go in there and walk to the basement. The floors are caving in.
Man.
The termite damage. The wires are all sticking out of the electrical box. The posts are rotten. I mean, it's just absolute. Walls are pushing in. Water in the basement. I immediately leave and I call this guy and I'm like, "Man, look, where are you from?" He's like, "Oh, I do this remotely." And he said, "I'm from San Diego." I said, "Well, cool, man." I said, "How old are you?" He said, "Oh, I'm 23." I said, "Cool. How'd you come up with those numbers?" He said, "Well, I got 6 pictures and I used AI."
Well, I'm not talking
Right.
about doing that kind
I
of
know,
stuff.
but I just had to bring this up. 'Cause,
So-
dude, listen, I think people are taking that too extreme
Yeah.
sometimes. Because I was like, look, dude, AI is not going to walk through that house and tell
Right.
you if it's got structural. AI was off about 100K. And I was,
Yeah.
we'll have to talk about wholesaling, man. Because
Well, there's-
some of these guys, I think we need to come up with a way better program for some of these guys. To do that
I told-
because it's out of control.
So one of my attorneys, I told her I was going to fire her and just use AI, and she's like, "You think AI can do the stuff that we do?" I'm like, "I'm kidding. I'm kidding." I would never use AI to do like a legal document. Maybe set up a structure with it or have it review it. But I mean, there was a case recently where a guy was in a lawsuit and he like posted stuff to ChatGPT, and the judge, he lost the case because the judge ruled that there is no attorney-client privilege with AI. And so like I don't know the exact details, but I was reading about it, and this guy was like, it's basically sharing it with the public.
Oh no, brutal.
But there are, things like taking a picture of something and, hey, give me some ideas on how to remodel this.
Sure.
Or, I took a picture of a stack of books the other day, and I said, put it in a table for me by author, and then go do research. What is it worth on Amazon and eBay? And then are there any that could be bundled together to sell? And like stuff like that is crazy.
But it can do that.
It can do that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I took a picture of an old lottery ticket I had from another state today, and I said, "Is this a winner?" And it said, "Okay, based on this March 3rd or whatever, these are the winning numbers. You had 2 matches here, not a winner." And it's like, so no, it's not a winner.
That's
I
crazy.
wonder if it could tell me how to grow a money tree.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
it
Probably
can,
It can.
but it's not going to work.
Probably not.
It might take a while. I'll probably use a ton of water to try to get that thing to grow.
That's pretty crazy.
My next thing I'm exploring is organizing my receipts to get my tax stuff ready to give to my CPA.
Yeah.
So I haven't started that yet, but it can do it. Take pictures of receipts, upload it, and I built this prompt that says basically, separate this by property, and and then segments, whatever it is, utilities, capital expenditures, or rent, and it'll do like a P&L. I've asked it to do a P&L ongoing when I ask for it at whatever stage it is, and then I want to be able to add more receipts as I get them. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be my next little project, because what I'm trying to do is figure out what do I spend the most amount of time on, and every year I spend a lot of time on taxes because I have a lot of property. And then the other one is I'm going to try to teach it how to go through my emails and get rid of like the junk emails. There's so many of them.
For sure.
Yeah, that's definitely
For
powerful for things like that personally. But I think sometimes, man, people just take the
Steve-
AI to
Steve
the
hates
extreme.
AI.
I have a couple issues with that.
And
If
then,
you didn't know.
Yeah.
well, and then I'm probably going to do an OnlyFans page with feet.
Are you?
There
All
it is.
AI.
There it is.
Dude, I'll be a part of that one. Let's go. For
It's
what-
crazy what you can do with photos and videos.
Wow.
It's wild.
Well, I noticed that, man. I love, I see a lot of people making thumbnails.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
I
their
used to
YouTube.
pay, John had this guy on Instagram, and I used to pay him $5 a thumbnail, and now ChatGPT will do it.
Do it in
or
seconds.
Gemini, and they're really good.
How long does it take it usually?
Yeah, like 30 seconds,
See,
15
that's
seconds.
It's insane. Yeah.
Interesting.
At Facebook ads. So I was reading something today that basically Facebook knows if your ad's going to be clickable or not. Like I had a buddy that was paying $200 for each ad to see if they worked. The ones that didn't work, he just killed. And he's like, "Nah, I'm wasting $200 to do the research when Facebook already knows it."
Yeah.
Then I had it build my real estate challenge. I uploaded all of my information and how I wanted it structured, and AI built the thing perfectly.
Really?
I mean, and when I was proofreading it, well, because I uploaded so much information about it, like it has all my books, all my YouTube, all my courses, everything I've uploaded to it. It's called a master system prompt. It knows everything about me. I even went and like text. I gave it 20 of my last texts that I sent, 20 of my last emails, so it knows my writing style. And now, and it knows I'm a pilot, so it does like, okay, do you want it in a pilot checklist format? And or do you want, like it knows what kind of real estate I like. The other thing I'm going to build is search, like every 2 hours, go on Marketplace and search for these type of cars or these type of houses, and then
It can do that?
yeah, and then it can text me or email me,
Wow.
and then you can be on it fast.
I noticed
Dang.
that Apple's they incorporated ChatGPT now.
Yeah,
Have you noticed that?
it's
on the new update?
everything is AI. I haven't go through the auction lists every week, separate what I like, my parameters, my filters, and then it'll go log into my Carfax account, pull a Carfax, and I tell it what I want. If it's got airbag deployment, I don't want it. If it's moderate damage, I don't want it, and then it gives me a list.
Wow.
Really?
And then all I have to do is go look at the vehicles and scan them.
Wow.
But it saves me 3 hours a week just from the car auction.
And that cuts down on
It's
how
just
much
time.
time?
3 hours just for the auction
It's
every
so,
week.
It's so insane, man.
It still takes me time, but anything you can do on a computer, AI can do for you quicker.
What are you using ChatGPT?
I use
Using
all
another one?
I use all of them. Like I mean, like
Well,
30
What's
to-
the other one?
30
Claude.
there's
Claude's
Claude.
more business.
Claude, there's Gemini. There's Gemini's like video. There's Grok, which is Elon Musk's, and
That's on Twitter, right?
yeah. So it like if you want more up to date information, like all the presidents and CEOs of companies are tweeting or whatever it's called now, Xing. It'll pull that information, so it has more like real time. Claude writes better. Then there's Perplexity, that's kind of like in between. ChatGPT. There's the HeyGen for videos. There's 11 Labs for voiceover. There's
Jeez.
Claude Code. Like the next one of the things I'm working on is like actual agent. So it's basically just like anything a virtual assistant could do remotely. If you design the prompts properly and give it the right instructions, it should be able to do at least 80% of the work.
Yeah.
I mean, you always have to review it and tweak it and check it, because there's glitches, and they call it hallucinations, where
Right.
sometimes they're just not even factually correct. So
Right.
you have to know, you have to give it the right information,
Yeah.
garbage in, garbage out.
Sure.
But it's no different than giving an employee something. If you just say, well, go build a report for me on the real estate in Charleston. If they've never done anything like that, they wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah,
sure.
But if you say, here's Zillow, here's a market report, here's some appraisals, here's all this information, now go build it, it can do it.
Right.
I think
Right.
one of our business partners was using, I think it was Claude, to build his leases out. And
Yeah.
he said they were almost perfect.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. You just got to make sure that legally you're covered.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, lease. I'm gonna have it rewrite one of my leases, just adding the property and the tenant. So it's not going to change the structure of the lease that my attorney wrote, but it'll rewrite it particular to that property.
Yeah.
And that'll take, it takes me 45 minutes to go through a lease, and this will probably take me 5 minutes.
Yeah. And commercial leases can be a nightmare.
Yeah, and they're long, and then the other thing you can do is, hey, here's a contract. Give me the weaknesses and the strengths of it. I'm the buyer. And so it gives you in bullet points the positives and negatives. Hey, here's what, and then it'll say like extremely important. Make sure these things are covered. I don't see it in this contract. Or, if you want to make it more buyer friendly or more seller friendly, it'll do that for you. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time is it? I think Andrew's going to have to leave
Yeah.
here shortly to go get Trey.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And then we
Before
gotta go look at that house.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
right. We got a 5:15 appointment.
So what's the moral of the story today? Don't
So
get
the more-
discouraged.
Yeah, don't get discouraged by the problems.
Yeah, and the
The
moral,
problems will come.
the moral of the story is don't use AI to check structure.
That's from 3,000 miles away.
from San Diego to West Virginia.
Yeah,
but I
so-
think that the most important part, all jokes aside, is is just showing up. You know, when you're running into problems and you're dealing with life,
Yeah.
life's always going to be a mother effer. You know,
That's
And-
right.
And regardless of what's going on, you can set your mindset to either staying down in the hole and staying
Yeah,
buried.
just crawling in a hole
Yeah.
or
Or you
crawling
can
in
just-
curling up in a ball and crying.
Yeah, and you can just stay aware of what you got in front of you and take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
You know, and deal with what you can deal with, and at the end of the day, show up regardless.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. So y'all,
Cool.
thanks again for checking us out. I'm gonna have to come up with the a good name for this. Maybe I'll ask AI.
There you
There
go.
you go. There it is.
All right, y'all. We appreciate your time. Steve Coyne here.
Thank you, Charles Rashid.
Andrew McDavid.
Deal Formula, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.